Hello and welcome to Learn with Indrjeet. This is another video in the series of videos titled Building a To-Do Management System Application in the latest .NET 8 framework from Microsoft. In this series of videos, we are building together a very simple to-do management application to learn various programming concepts. Please note that this is not a production ready application and is for learning purposes only. In the previous video, which was part 2 of implementing sign up page, we configured the pipeline and implemented the sign up functionality in the application. In this video, we are going to implement the sign in page, and as a bonus, we'll implement password requirements and toggle password feature in the front end application. So it is going to be very informative. Please watch it till end. And if you find this video useful, give it a thumbs up. I am very excited to dive in. But before that, I would like to thank all the viewers that have subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. If you are new to this channel and haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest content. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and implement the sign-in functionality in the front-end application. And we want to leverage the sign-up page that we created in the previous video. We took a lot of time to create that, and we'll take functionality from this page to implement the sign-in. Right, so let's copy this, paste it here, change the name to sign in, and in the CS file first, let's change wherever sign up is written to sign in. In the current document, match case, replace, nice. Wherever register DTO, instead of register DTO, we want to use login DTO, which is this one, with only two properties. One is the username, that is actually the email of the user, and the password. Right, let's change this to login DTO. Okay, and we'll not be initializing the username and the profile image. We'll check for model state validity, and if model is valid, we are going to the auth service sign in method, which we declared and implemented in the previous video, and our auth controller in the web API already has login endpoint. Right, then the message, and okay, yes, so everything else looks good. So save this. Let's go to the CS.html file, change wherever sign up is written to sign in the current document. Okay, and we want to use the layout for sign out only. That's fine. Logo is okay. Sign in for a new account. Sign in, let's leave it sign in. And wherever register DTO is there, let's replace it with login DTO first, and then remove the name, not required. Let's change the email to username, the user name, and the username, and this icon to user instead of envelope. And then phone number is not required, password is needed, and confirm password is also not required. sign in. Already have an account? No. Don't have an account. And we want to send such a user to the sign up page. Sign up. Okay. Nice. So let's try this. Let me close these, build and rebuild, and let's run the application to see the implementation or sign in page. Okay, so okay, the layout name is wrong. Let's correct that. So this is layout sign up, not sign out. Okay, so this is sign up. Save that. Let it refresh and see. Okay, now we should see the login, the sign in page. Here it is. So sign in. Let's try that with test user3@gmail.com, and the password is apcd#123. Sign in, and if we are correctly signed in, we should see related cookies. Yes, and here we should see change password and sign out. Right, so let's go ahead and implement sign out functionality also. After that we'll have the bonus. Okay, so let's go to the index page, and in this page we want to have another action for sign out. So public async task of I action result. Let's name it on get sign out. So first we want to sign out the user out of the HTTP context. So let's grab the context. So let me just stop the application and private read only HTTP context accessor. Let's name it context accessor, like so, and let's initialize that from the constructor. Let me put these in their individual lines, and so context accessor dot HTTP context dot sign out async. So we'll have to await that, and this guy requires the authentication scheme. So cookie authentication defaults dot authentication scheme. Now clear the session. So context accessor dot HTTP context dot session dot clear. Okay, so this removes all the entries from the current session. If any, the session cookie is not removed. Okay, now we want to delete the token and refresh token cookies from the browser. So let's do that. Delete the cookies. So context accessor dot http context dot response dot cookies, and sorry, here we want the name of token cookie. So let's do one thing. Let's get it from the settings as we did in the sign in page. So this I options, let me copy that here, and the initialization of it. Okay, now underscore cookie, sorry, cookie settings dot token cookie name, control D, and the refresh token cookie name. Okay, and when these tasks are done, then redirect to the login page. Okay, so return redirect to page, and where is the page? The cookie settings dot login path, which is this one, account slash sign in, that we just created. Okay, and let's put in a breakpoint over here. Let's try signing in and then signing out. After that, we'll go ahead for the bonus. So let me just open the cookies. Let's clear all of them and refresh. Anti4G cookie is here. Now let's sign in using test user3 at gmail.com. One second, we'll have to enter a valid username and then ABCD 123 with A capital. Let's sign in. Yes, we are now signed in and we have the respective cookies. The menu has changed, so the user identity is authenticated. Now let's click on sign out and sign out, clear the session, remove the cookies from the browser and redirect to the login path. Okay, yes, and see the cookies are now cleared. Anti4G token has been refreshed and we are signed out. Right, going back to the index page, signed out. Okay, fine. Now the bonus. See, when we come to the sign in page, we want a functionality to show password requirements to the user in a pop-up. Okay, let me show you what I mean by that. I found a repo on GitHub for password requirements. The URL is github.com/electionbase/jquery.password-requirements. Let me show you what I mean. So here is the password input box. As soon as we start typing in, see, we get the password requirements in a nice pop-up. It says minimum password required password length is 8 characters and must contain at least one lowercase, one capital letter, one number and one special character. So as we go ahead and type in the password, so I have just put in capital A, B, C, D, so lowercase letter requirement is fulfilled. Now hash, special character required is fulfilled. 1, number, and length. So this is a nice plugin, front end plugin we want to use in our application. So what I have done is I have downloaded the code from this repo and the zip file and extracted it on my desktop. So let me show you that. So here it is. Let's change the name of this folder to maybe password requirements, and let's clear out. We want the CSS. Now let's change the name, the reset CSS maybe, and the JS files, not the jQuery. We already have jQuery in our application, and let's remove these. Okay, now let's copy this to our application. Let's stop it and use the password requirements on our sign in page on this login DTO password. Okay, so in the www root folder of the web app, inside of plugins, let's paste the password requirements and use the CSS and JS files that are there, okay, on this page. So on layout sign up page, if you remember from a previous video, we specified two sections, one for the styles and one for the scripts to be used on a particular page. So we are going to use that, and this is how we use that. So section styles, this name should match the name in the layout, and the password requirement, let's put in ASP append version to true. One thing. Second is this input text, the for password, should have a class called pr-password, like so, and the script. So section scripts, and let's use the minified file. Let's change these names also. Okay, and use the minified version. ASP append version to true. Save, and let's initialize. Type would be JavaScript, and let's initialize the password requirement on this input. Okay, so $ hashtag, the ID has underscore instead of the dot, and dot password requirements is the function name with a capital R in the JS file, and let's use the defaults. Okay, save, and let's start it. Okay, let's go to the sign in page and see, we have the same functionality here, only with the difference that we have a gap between these. So let's go ahead and type in a capital A, B, C, D, lowercase letter requirement is fulfilled, hash special character requirement is fulfilled, 1, 2 and 3, and the number of characters requirement is also fulfilled. Okay, so we'll implement one more thing. When the user clicks on this icon, it should be crossed, and this input password should be shown in plain text. Okay, so we'll do that, but before that we want to remove this extra or like space. Let's do a inspect here, and so see, this is the PR box, inner paragraph. This is the paragraph where the minimum length, password length is 8 characters and all is written, this one. And this paragraph is having a margin. Okay, so we want to reach out to this paragraph, right, and it is present inside a div with id PR box inner. Okay, so let's search for this paragraph and set a margin to 0. Okay, so in the CSS file, PR box P is here, PR box inner. So PR box inner is not, yeah. Okay, so let's put in a margin bottom to 0, and let's mark that as important. Okay, save and refresh. Let us see. Yes, so now it is looking good. Fine. So let's go ahead and implement that show and hide functionality on this I span. So this is a span with that I icon, and let's put in a on click toggle text, like so, and let's pass in this span reference to this function. Okay, and let's go ahead and implement this function. So toggle text will have a control, which is the span that is there, and we want to get first of all we want to change the I to a crossed I. So the control dot toggle class from far I to far I slash like that. So when we click on that span, it should be crossed. Okay, let's see that. No, it is showing me an error. So toggle class is, oh, so class needs to have a double S in that, sorry for that. let it refresh, and then we'll see like so. Okay, see, so one thing is done. Now let's get hold of the type that is there. So where type is equal to, let me just copy this guy, this control, if this has a class, which class? This one. If the I is crossed, then the type should be text. Otherwise the type should be password, and we are deciding this for the input box, that is this one. So we want to set the type, change the type of this input, which is starting from span. We want to go to the parent, and then then another parent, and then the previous one. Okay, so the previous input. Okay, fine. So let's do that. So the control dot parent dot previous element, that is an input, and set the attribute of that. Which attribute? The type attribute, to whatever type we decided in the line above. Okay, so let's try this one now. Okay, so see, oh, toggle text is not defined, unexpected token at line number this. So okay, oh, fine. I'm sorry, this one has to be a colon. Okay, let it refresh. And see, let me just highlight that. I'm not sure if it is visible. So when we click on this icon, it changes to a crossed I, and the password is visible. And if we click back, it changes back to normal, and the password is now password, right? Like so. Okay, so let's try again. Test user3@gmail.com, and the password is already there. Yes, this one. Let me just type it again, so we can see how the password requirements pop-up is behaving. So ABCD hash 123. Nice. And then sign in, and it's working fine. Sign out, fine. Okay, so now as we have implemented authentication, we'll have to implement the change password functionality in the account folder, and then we'll implement forgot password. A lot of things are to be covered yet, and later on we'll come back to our to-dos functionality, where we'll try to assign a to-do to a particular user, and will enhance the to-do MS application, right? Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Your support means a lot to me. This encourages me to invest more time and create more valuable content for you. Remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on future videos. In the comment section, please let me know what you learned from today's video. If you have any question or suggestion, feel free to drop them in. I read and respond to as many of them as I can. To watch more videos on the same topic, check out the playlist or visit the channel. You are most welcome. Thank you so much for your time. Keep learning.